Yeah, so here's a few movements just for the knee. I'm not sure if you've done medial meniscus or medial ligament, but I've kind of done both, and even regardless, I'd be kind of doing these movements for the two injuries. So I guess it warms first. These are band walks. We're just going to do some like glute activation work. So I guess kind of strong glutes or functioning glutes will save the knees. So it's just simple side to side walks. Just make sure that the ankles don't really touch at any stage. So we're squatting down slightly as well in this movement too. Just keep the knees back and hips back slightly. If you don't have one of these mini bands, we can just use a normal band. Just step on it like so. Again, squatting down a little bit when we do this. I don't want the knees locked out. Just want to get the glutes firing a little bit too. Again, this will definitely help with the knees, and I do these movements before every lower body workout now at this stage. Glute bridges, we can do the bands as well. More activation work. If you don't have a band, you can just do the same movement without the bands, or else do single leg glute bridges. But I tend to go through a lot of glute activation work before I do any stuff, just to get the muscles firing and take any pressure off the knees as well. And I guess the next one too is just leg curls, hamstring work. You can never do too much hamstring work. I use a Swiss ball here. You could even use a leg curl machine. Just keep the weight light initially. But again, just to get the hammies firing a little bit too. I tend to do these pretty much at the beginning of every workout now. And with these ones, I guess, 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps would do. And also as well, just some balance proprioception work. The next video, I'm just using a balance pad. You can use a pillow, but there's also various kind of movements you can do. You can do leg raises, knee raises, forward reach, even things like closing your eyes and just trying to hold the position too. It's challenging enough. And also, I've got a wobble board too. I probably have something similar, maybe in the gym. But same thing, you can do double leg or single leg work on this. But I guess for ankle health too, but definitely for knee health and everything else, I think balance work is pretty important. And again, you can kind of spend a few seconds, whatever, on those. Swiss ball, split squats. Again, a little bit of balance, a little bit of strength work here, but without weights, I guess it is more kind of balance and just movement. Again, just proprioception, just knee tracking, and really with the knees, just making sure that heel on the front leg is always planted on the floor as well. That we're not loaded up on our toes or letting the knee cave in either. So strength or hypertrophy work. I tend to do a lot of hypertrophy work with my legs now at this stage. So Bulgarian split squats. Do these a lot. Kind of stick in the rep range of 6 to 10 reps maybe. Again, you'll have to judge the weight yourself on this one. The setup I've used here is the 3 steps from the bench. Again, most important thing is keeping that front heel on the floor. If your foot needs to come forward more, then go for it. Just control on the way down. Good knee tracking, not letting the knee cave in. Just straight back up. Next one is the split squats. So I've used a barbell here. You can use dumbbells instead. But we're just getting the squat stance, the lunge stance, and just straight down, straight up, trying to get the front leg to do most of the work. Back leg will work, but trying to get the front leg to do as much work as possible. Same thing applies, just trying to keep that front heel on the ground and just that front knee too, pointing in the same direction as the toes. For these ones, I'd probably go around 10 repetitions on each leg. Walking lunges as well. And again, I like doing a lot of single leg work because I find it does have a good carryover to jiu-jitsu. And this one's pretty straightforward. Same deal, just keeping that heel on the floor, or front heel on the floor. Good knee tracking and tall posture. So on some hamstring work. So I like these over standard deadlifts. It's not as taxing on the nervous system. Really tries to, I guess, isolate the hamstrings here too. Lower back works, but also grip is pretty important on this one too. The key here is a little soft bend in the knees, trying to keep that lower back especially arched. Another little thing to watch out for is on the way down as well, that we're not letting the barbell come away from the shins. So the bar should be touching the shins. Gets the upper back and the lats firing too. So the key here is not to let the knees come forward. There's a little bend in the knees, but we're just pushing the hips back. Again, I find these less taxing on the system than deadlifting. Glute ham raises. Mightn't have this bit of equipment in the gym. If you do, this is super exercise for the hamstrings. You can kind of modify this without equipment, or partner workouts. I think Nordic Falls, I think they're called. If you Google Nordic Falls, Nordic Fall exercise, I think you should get it. But again, if you don't have this, a leg curl machine would do. I know a leg curl is kind of open chain work, but I still think it's very beneficial to get plenty of hamstring work in, just to keep the knees healthy. If you do have this bit of equipment, then the next thing we can do as well is a static variation, just a Sorensen hold. And this one is actually a lot to do with glute hamstring endurance, more so than lower back endurance. So you shouldn't really feel this in the lower back. Just keeping the glutes contracted here. And hammies active as well. You could probably modify this somehow with a bench and a squat rack.